Let's see how to move plates or bars inside Connect using other elements as a reference. To do this, once the node has been created, we select it in the table on the left-hand side of the interface and edit the connection by clicking on the corresponding button at the top. This opens the connection window. In the Model tab, we must specify the operations needed to define the connection. In this example, we have entered a plate under the beam and, in addition, an angled section to connect the beam and the column. Now let's see how to move these elements to adjust their position. To do this, we click on the Move option in the top toolbar. First, we determine the direction of movement of the element along its axes, either in the Z-axis or in the XY plane. Here, we select in the XY plane. We then select the element to be moved, in this case, the plate mentioned earlier. We must also indicate the edge that we wish to take as a reference in the movement. It can be the closest or the furthest, which the program identifies automatically, or the one we specify ourselves. Here, we will select the closest. Finally, we specified that we want to move the element to another plate, another bar, or a reference plane. In this example, the plate will be moved to the bar B1 and in particular to the top flange and will be placed on the front face. We can apply an additional displacement to the movement if necessary. This way, the plate moves in its plane until one of its edges reaches the plane defined by the face of the other indicated plate. If the reference element changes its dimensions or position, the selected element will automatically accompany it. Later on, we can enter other move operations again to adjust the position of the angular section. In the first one, we indicate that we want to move the bar in the Z-axis, and we select the bar corresponding to the angular section as the element. In the drop-down menu on the right, we choose the plate in the section to be considered in the movement, in this case, the web. We then specified that we want to move this element to the web of beam B2 and position it on the back face. Making a copy of the operation, we can now define a second adjusting movement. In this case, for the same bar, we indicate that we want to move its flange to the top flange of the B1 column. With these operations, we are able to move the bar, starting from the selection of its plates until its faces are attached to the faces of other elements. To carry out this movement, both faces must be parallel. From here, we add the rest of the operations needed to complete the model. Once this has been done, we can continue our work by opening the Analysis tab to carry out the analysis of the connection.